Mine says find the inverse of 4y equals x plus 4. So first I need to get y equals. So I need to solve for y. So I'm going to divide by 4. So if I divide by 4, I'm going to get x plus 4 divided by 4. So now I can make my table. So I have a plus 4, and I divided by 4. So I have two operations going on. So I added 4, and then I divided by 4. I'm starting where x is. So then I'm going to undo. So I'm going to start with the last operation and do the opposite. So instead of divide by 4, I'm going to multiply by 4. Instead of add 4, I'm going to subtract 4. So that looks like y inverse. I'm going to say x multiply by 4, that's 4x minus 4. So 30 says list the domain and range of the equation f of x equals negative x plus 3 squared minus 7. So the domain, all real numbers. The range is dependent on that value. This is in vertex form. So my vertex is negative 3, negative 7. And you could look at the table to make sure that's what it is, but I know it's negative 3, negative 7. And that negative is telling me that it's opening down. So that makes that be a max. So my vertex is a max. So y is less than or equal to negative 7 for my range. So 31, solve for x in the following. Little side note. X to the 1/2 is the same thing as the square root of x. So if you're more comfortable seeing the square root symbol versus the 1/2 as an exponent, rewrite it. For this class, I like it better, the square root symbol. But for more advanced maths, it's going to be more beneficial to have that 1/2 as an exponent. With this class, we're just learning that the 1/2 power is the same thing as the square root. So that's the only use for this class. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides, and I get the square root of 2x minus 3 equals 8. So my square root is isolated. So I'm going to square both sides. And I get 2x minus 3 equals 64. So I need to add 3. And I get 2x equals 67. So from here, I'm going to divide by 2, and I have x. X is 67 halves, or 33.5. So 32 asks, what are the roots of the parabola with the equation y equals 2x squared plus 3x minus 5? So roots, I need to think quadratic formula. And I'll give you the quadratic formula on the test. Negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So I can find my a, b, and c values from the equation. A is 2, b is 3, and c is -5. So I'm just not even full with that by hand. I'm going to put it in the calculator. So I have alpha y equals, enter, -b plus the square root b squared minus 4 times a times c 2 times a. So I get 1, I hope if I've shown it, 1, I'm going to arrow up, press enter, and now I need to subtract the square root. I get 1 and -5 halves. So the roots are the points. So 1, 0, and -5, 0. So 33 says write the equation y equals x minus 5 times x plus 1 in standard form. So standard form, that's the ax squared plus bx plus c. That's what a standard form quadratic looks like. So that's telling me I need to distribute. So x minus 5, x plus 1, I'm going to distribute. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is x. -5 times x is -5x. And -5 times 1 is -5. So x and -5x combine to give you -4x. So this is my equation in standard form. So 34, it says graph the equation. So I'm going to put it in y1 and find some points. But first, I'm just going to graph it just to get a good feel of what the parabola looks like. So it's upside down. So I'm going to go and find some points. -7, -2, 1, 2, 1, -2, 7. So I'm going to use those points. -1, -7, 2, -2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6, -2, and 7, -7. So 1, -7, 2, -2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6, -2, and 7, -7. So that's my parabola. I hope you've noticed that a majority of the test comes from matrices, quadratics, and square root. That's unit 4 or unit 3, unit 4, in Unit 5. Good luck on the final.